The Galactic Council had made its decision. After years of complaints, warnings, and fear, they had voted. Earth was banned. No trade, no travel, no communication. Humans were locked out of the galaxy. On Council Station Prime, alien leaders gathered. For the announcement, the chamber glowed with silver light. Flags from 100 planets waved. A giant screen showed the Earth symbol, a blue planet with a fading ring around it. High Leader Verax of the Zalari Empire stood tall at the center. He raised his voice. Today, the Galactic Union is safer. The humans caused too many problems, wars, rebellions, and emotional decisions. They are unpredictable, dangerous. The crowd cheered. From this moment, Verax continued, Earth is cut off. Let peace return to the stars. Cheers grew louder, but not everyone was cheering. Commander Rylos stood in the shadows of the chamber, a veteran of the Glorok Wars. He had fought beside humans. He had seen what they were capable of. Yes, they could be wild, but they had also saved lives. They had built things no one else could. And when the galaxy was in chaos, humans had found solutions others couldn't see. He looked at the screen. Earth's connection signal was fading. Then something strange happened. The screen blinked. The Earth ambassador appeared one last time. She looked calm, almost smiling. Her message was short. You think we needed you? You needed us. Then the screen went black. Silence filled the room. A few council members laughed nervously. Typical human drama. One said. Verax waved his hand. Ignore it. Let them talk. But Rylos couldn't stop thinking about those words. You needed. As 3 days passed, at first, everything seemed fine. Trade ships flew. Markets opened. Patrols ran as usual. But then small things began to go wrong. On planet Varnock, a farming system failed. The weather grid, once stable, stopped responding. Station Zetrix 4, a translator AI, glitched. 2 ambassadors misunderstood each other and started a fight. On Moon Silex, a defense drone exploded without reason. All these systems had one thing in common. They used Earth-built code. Commander Rylos started collecting reports. He saw the pattern. Earth's technology wasn't just on Earth. It was everywhere, hidden in ships, cities, satellites, quiet, reliable, never questioned. Now, it was gone. He brought the data to the council. We have a problem, Rylos said. Something is breaking, piece by piece. Verax frowned. So fix it. We can't, Rylos replied. The systems were linked to Earth code, and we banned all of it. Verax's eyes narrowed. You're saying we need humans again? I'm saying we never understood how much we used them, Rylos said. And now, we're paying the price. Out in deep space, near the dead zone of Sector 7, a mining ship named the Garnet stopped. Responding, it had been a quiet mission. 5 crew members. 1 small drill bot. No known threats. Then silence. A rescue team arrived days later. They found the ship floating in darkness. No crew. No damage. Just one thing left behind, a single message on the screen. The lock is broken. No one knew what it meant, but Rylos had a guess. Back at Council HQ, more reports came in. A virus broke out on planet Telios. Earth's old cure no longer worked. An alien prison system failed. Dangerous creatures escaped. Entire AI fleets went dark, their minds frozen. A secret meeting was called. One leader whispered. Maybe we made a mistake. Verax slammed the table. No, Earth was a threat. Rylos looked around the room. Or Earth was the shield, he said that night, alone in his room. Rylos played the last message again. You think we needed you? No, you needed us. He stared at the black screen, then whispered, You were right. The Galactic Council chamber was brighter than usual. Hundreds of alien leaders sat around the great silver table, speaking in over 30 languages. Lights blinked, flags waved. Everyone smiled. Finally said High Leader Verax of the Zalari Empire, his deep voice echoing. No more Earth, no more human problems. The room erupted in applause. It had been 3 days since Earth was banned. All human technology was removed from galactic systems. Human citizens were sent back to their planet. Trade, messages, even travel paths involving Earth were shut down. "The galaxy is cleaner," said one council member. "More peaceful," said another. Everyone believed it, except one. Commander Rylos sat at the edge of the room, silent. He was from the Tellery system, tall, calm, and respected. He had fought beside humans during the Gloric Wars. He knew what they could do and what they could stop. He pressed a small button on his wrist. A blue screen appeared. Private reports. He had been collecting them since the ban. Enter station. Power grid failed without warning. No backup systems responded. At Mooncoal 5, translation systems stopped working. Miscommunication. Caused 3 deaths. Arger fleet. Battle A, I froze during patrol. Pirates escaped. These weren't normal problems. All these systems once used human software. Earth tech was everywhere, even if people didn't notice. Now it was gone. Rylos frowned. "Are we really safer?" he whispered to himself. Meanwhile, in the outer rim of the galaxy, a mining ship named Fernax Sate floated near a red dwarf star. It had stopped responding an hour ago. Captain Grawl, a 4-eyed creature from the Scar Dominion, slammed his fist on the dashboard. "Why won't it?" "Restart?" he shouted. The pilot shook her head. "Engines offline. Autopilot offline. Even the food systems are dead." "Call the council." "No. No signal." On the main screen, strange symbols suddenly appeared. Lines, circles, and one clear message. Earth held the key. Everyone on the ship froze. "What is that supposed to mean?" the captain asked. No one answered. Suddenly the air turned cold. The lights flickered, and then they saw it. Outside, the ship. Just beyond the glass window a shadow. Massive, moving without sound. And then it was gone. Back in the council chamber, a messenger ran in, gasping for breath. "Distress call. From Fernax 8, he said. Then silence. Total blackout. Room fell quiet. Leader Verax cleared his throat. "It's probably a system error." "No," said Rylos. "It's not just one ship. Something is spreading." Quietly. "Are you suggesting the humans are doing this?" asked another leader, annoyed. "I'm saying removing them may have caused it," Rylos replied calmly. The leaders laughed. Humans were dangerous, unstable, emotional. They start wars. They ended many too, Rylos said. "Because they had something we don't?" "What?" Rylos looked around. Balance. Elsewhere, on a merchant planet named Veltrax, things got worse. Shops that once sold Earth-made medicine found their supplies missing. The medicine had always been stable, curing over 300 rare diseases. Now, alien replacements weren't working. Patients began collapsing in the streets. A doctor held up a vial with shaking hands. "We need Earth's formula," she whispered. But there was no way to reach Earth now. The ban had been total. A secret council meeting was called. Only 10 leaders attended. On the screen in front of them, a message from another sector. Planet Talvin 6 reports climate failure. Their weather control system used Earth's atmospheric code. Without updates, storms have gone wild. Tornadoes now cover 60% of the land. Verax looked nervous now. "Maybe we moved too fast," one leader said. "We banned them because we feared." "Them," another added. "But maybe we needed them," said Rylos. Verax slammed the table. "Earth was dangerous. Dangerous doesn't mean useless," Rylos said. "You banned the humans." He leaned forward. Forgot to ask what they were holding back. In a dark room, far from the council, a small screen flickered. To life, a human face appeared, recorded long ago. It was Earth's last ambassador, same one who smiled during the final broadcast. He looked calm, even sad. "If you're seeing this," he said, "then you've already made your choice. You thought Earth was a threat? You thought banning us would fix everything?" He paused. "It won't, because we weren't the danger." His voice lowered to a whisper. "We were the shield." Then the screen went black. Deep in the silent space near planet Drovik, two massive warships faced each other. One belonged to the Krellin Empire, the other to the Thurn. For centuries, they had been enemies, arrived in forced peace. Earth had helped them sign a treaty. For 60 years, there was no war. But now, peace was gone. Captain Zarth of the Krellin ship stood tall, his metallic eyes locked on the screen. The Thurn have crossed our border. This is an act of war. His second-in-command looked nervous. Captain, you sure we should fight? Without the humans, exactly, Zarth interrupted. Without humans, we are free to do what we should have done long ago. He pressed the red button. Missiles launched. On the other side, the Thurn ship responded. Fire lit up space. Its peace was broken in less than 12 minutes. Back in the Galactic Council, alarms echoed through the golden halls. News of the battle spread quickly. Thousands were dead. The peace treaty between Krellin and Thurn had collapsed. How could this happen so fast? One leader asked. They hated each other for centuries. Another replied, but Earth kept them balanced, Commander Rylos reminded them. Humans didn't just fight. They understood diplomacy, emotion, strategy. Verax growled. They were a threat. Maybe Rylos said. On planet Venari, Dr. Thalix, a top scientist, rushed into her lab. She held a blinking cube, the DNA core of a virus found long ago. It had been locked in a vault for decades. The virus had been tamed using human DNA. No alien medicine could stop it. Only Earth's immune data kept it from waking up. But now, it was waking. The cube cracked. She gasped. The virus is adapting, she whispered. It knows the human code is missing. She sent a message to the council. Release protocol, Terra. We need human biocode access immediately. The message was rejected. Access denied. Earth is banned. Far away. In the dark asteroid belt of Sector 93, an old Earth-built drone floated silently. It had been forgotten for years, collecting data. Now, something strange caught its sensors. A ripple. A wave of energy moving across systems, growing stronger each hour. The drone tried to send a warning, but no one was listening. The Earth networks were gone. In a quiet hangar on Moon Yellows, two aliens sat in a dim room. Both were smugglers. One, a thin-skinned creature named Drell, looked at an old Earth map. What's that? His partner asked. Earth data, Drell said. Black market stuff still works. No one uses Earth tech anymore. Drell smiled. That's the problem. Everyone threw it away. He tapped the map. A line of code appeared. Unknown signal detected. Pattern. Human. Earth tech still knows things, Drell whispered. Things the council doesn't. In the council chambers, the leaders fought. Some wanted to reopen Earth contact. Others refused. They'll say we were wrong, Verax snapped. Yeah, we lose face. We lose more if we do nothing, Rylos said. The Krellin-Thurn War, the virus, the power failures, they're all connected. We didn't remove a problem. We removed a balance. Just then, another alarm blared. A deep, ancient voice spoke through the room's speakers. Emergency report. Sector 7. AI defense grid has fallen. Unknown force approaching. Shields offline. What force? Verax asked. No answer came. Only static, and then something darker. A whisper in the static. In English, we warned you. On Earth, under thick clouds and protective domes, the planet was quiet, but not sleeping. Inside a deep vault, Earth's leaders watched the galaxy slowly fall into chaos. A hologram map showed battles, virus outbreaks, failing systems. President Lyra spoke softly. They thought we were the storm. General Mace nodded. They didn't see the real one coming. They were never ready, she added. They didn't understand what we kept locked away. And now? Mace asked. Lyra looked at the map. A red circle pulsed Sector 7. We wait, she said. Let them understand what we were protecting them from. In the distance, past forgotten. Stars, something huge moved in the dark. older than any species, silent, powerful. It had been waiting, waiting for the humans to be removed, waiting for the gate to open now. The gate was open. The galactic core was the heart of everything. It held the main council system's communication towers, databanks, star maps, and AI control centers. Over 100 planets were connected through the core. It had never failed. Not even once. Until now. On Council Station Prime, lights flickered, then they went out. Complete darkness. Alarms didn't sound. They were offline too. Commander Rylos stood in the control room, staring at the dead screens. "This isn't a power cut," he said. "Something has erased our systems." Technicians ran around shouting in different languages. Panic was rising. "We've lost navigation. No communications, galactic lines are down. Every AI just shut off." One officer whispered, "The core is blind." On planet Varnock, soldiers tried to launch a defense satellite. Nothing responded. They looked up and watched helplessly as the sky turned red, a warning color. But no one knew what it meant, because the warning systems were built using Earth code. Back at the council, High Leader Verax slammed his fists on the table. "How can the entire core go dark?" Rylos answered calmly, "Because we disconnected Earth." Verax's eyes narrowed. "You're blaming the humans again?" Rylos shook his head. "I'm blaming us. We removed the only species that understood chaos and order together." Earth's code wasn't just tech, it was logic mixed with instinct. It could react, think, adapt. Another leader spoke, trembling. "Our AI couldn't adapt. It just stopped." In a hidden part of the station, two technicians sat quietly. They were brothers from the planet Talon. Both had studied ancient human languages. One of them, pulled out a private tablet. "Never deleted the old Earth translator," he said. His brother Vaughn looked surprised. "That's banned?" "I know," Lex said. "But listen." He played a sound clip. A broken voice. At first, it was static. Then words. "Warning. Balance breached. Key removed. Pattern unlocking. Event incoming." "What does it mean?" Varen asked. Lex stared at the screen. "It means Earth was holding something back." Meanwhile, in the deep galaxy, a cargo ship named Starflash drifted near the ruins of satellite Delta 19. The crew had gone silent hours ago. The final message sent from the ship said only, "We are not alone." No one answered. No one could. The core couldn't receive messages anymore on Earth. President Lyra stood in the old global command room. Around her, scientists and soldiers watched galaxy feeds, hidden Earth-made satellites still active. The feeds showed flames, riots, crashing systems, ships floating dead in space, planets turning dark one by one. Lyra turned to her advisor. "Time to reveal Phase 1. The advisor nodded. He activated a screen. A message was prepared to be sent. On Council Station Prime, after hours of chaos, a single screen blinked to life. Everyone stared. A human face appeared. It was a live broadcast. Earth's President, Lyra. "Hello, Galactic Union," she said calmly. "You've noticed by now, something is wrong." The room went silent. Lyra continued, "You removed Earth because you feared us. You thought we caused conflict. But you never asked what we were also doing." She leaned closer to the camera. "You see, the galaxy isn't peaceful by nature. There are ancient forces in the dark, forces that wake when the balance shifts. You removed the key." Her voice dropped. "Now the lock is broken." Back on the destroyed cargo ship Starflash, a new signal appeared. Alien investigators watched from orbit. On the screen, something moved. A shape, massive, shadowed, shifting like smoke but made of metal and stars, it whispered. Not in words, but in meaning. It had been waiting. Inside the council chamber, Verax whispered, "What is it?" Rylos stared at the image. "I don't know." Then he looked down at his own communicator. It blinked. Tech still working. Only Earth's tech could still send signals. He looked up, but Earth might. On Earth, General Mace gave the order. "Begin Phase 2. Prepare Earth's defenses. The galaxy will come knocking. President Lyra nodded. Let them. She looked at the star map. We warned them. Far beneath Council Station Prime, inside a locked lab, a small team worked quietly. These were the Data Keeper's experts who studied old codes, signals, and languages. Most people forgot they even existed, but now the Council needed them. One of the Keepers, a thin, four-armed alien named Yarrow, stared at a cracked data crystal. It came from the failed Starflash ship. Can you decode it? Asked Commander Rylos, standing behind him. Yarrow's eyes flicked. It's pattern. It's strange. It's not alien. It's human. Code, Rylos asked. No, Yarrow said slowly. Older. It looks human. But it's beyond what we've seen, like it's part of something deeper. Rylos leaned in, and we need someone who understands it. Yarrow looked up. There's only one place with the original human code base. They both said it at the same time. Earth. On a backwater moon called Zeth-9, two smugglers sat in a dusty tavern. One was a short, furry creature named Plix. The other, tall and pale, was a former translator. They were watching a news feed in silence. Planets falling dark. Fleets disappearing. Core still offline. And one name kept returning. Earth. Plex leaned forward. What if we go there? His friend laughed. Earth is locked down. No entry. The Council banned it completely. Plix pulled out a tiny black device. This is a human bioscanner, he whispered. It still works. He activated it. A pulse flashed. Now nearby electronics turned on even the broken ones. Only Earth tech still works in blackout zones, Plix said. No accident. At the Galactic Medical Center on planet Oris, disaster had begun. A new virus long frozen was now spreading. It didn't respond to alien medicine. No vaccine helped. Entire cities were under quarantine. In the emergency meeting, a doctor stood up, shaking. We used human DNA sequences to control this virus, but we erased them after the ban. One scientist whispered, maybe Earth was the antivirus. They all looked at each other. No one spoke at that same moment. On a remote moon lab, a rebel scientist named Terran had found something incredible. He was watching an ancient Earth file, not just code, but a genetic sequence. The message read, Human. Code Alpha. Locking pattern active. Threat class, Cosmic. Authorization, Earth only. Terran's assistant stepped back. What is that? Terran looked pale. It's not just tech. Earth tied their biology into the galaxy's defense systems. You mean? Terran nodded slowly. Only a human mind can unlock what's coming. On Earth, President Lyra stood before a glowing vault. It opened with a hiss. Inside, a stasis. Pod lit up. A man lay asleep within, breathing slowly. General Mace stood beside her. You're sure he's the one? Lyra nodded. He built the first human code lock during the old wars. His mind holds the key. Will he wake in time? We don't have a choice. She pressed her hand to the scanner. The pod began to open. Meanwhile, the Council held an emergency session. This is out of control, shouted Verax. We are losing systems faster every hour. Another leader yelled. We must contact Earth. Rylo stood and spoke clearly. We need the human code. Only Earth can help us now. This is not about pride. This is survival. Verax finally slumped into his seat. Then go, he said bitterly. But if this fails, it's on your head. Rylos prepared a small stealth ship. As he left, he looked back at the dark core one last time. He whispered, let's hope that humans are still willing to help. Out in deep space, just past the edge of the galaxy, it stirred. The cosmic shadow, ancient hunger. It had no name, no shape, but it had waited. And now it had begun. A message pulsed across the dark one only humans could hear. A voice speaking deep inside Earth's systems. Key detected. Time unlocked. Prepare for Phase 3. Back on Earth. The man in the stasis pod slowly opened his eyes. He looked around. Is it time? He asked softly. Lyra nodded. He sat up. Then let's finish what we started. The man from the stasis pod stepped out slowly. His name was Dr. Kalen Rowance Earth's top scientist and a war strategist during the ancient conflicts. No one had seen him in over 70 years, but Earth had kept him in deep sleep, waiting for this exact moment. President Lyra watched him walk toward the central console. "We've lost contact with 27 systems," she said quietly. "Whatever. We locked away, ... It's waking." Dr. Rowe didn't answer right away. He placed his hand on a panel. Lights glowed softly. The screen read, "Protocol, Terra, status. Locked, then it's time," he said, "to release Terra." Wiles' small ship approached Earth. He flew low under radar. Using old human code he had stored years ago, still works. He whispered suddenly. The ship shook. Red warning lights blinked. Earth's planetary. Shield activated. An automated voice spoke. "Unauthorized approach. Turn back." Rylos sent a message. "This is Commander Rylos of the Galactic Council. I come in peace. We need help." Silence. Then another voice answered. "Human calm, Commander Rylos. We expected you." The shields opened. Earth led him. Back in the core, Verax stood in a silent council chamber. The screens were dark. Power flickered on and off. He stared at a galaxy map. Over 40 planets were now red aflame, infected or under attack from unknown forces. One of his advisors stepped close. "Verax, we need Earth. Say it." Verax said nothing, just stared. But deep down he knew. They had made a terrible mistake. Inside Earth's command bunker, Dr. Rowe activated a hidden system beneath the floor. A glowing cube rose from the platform. Everyone in the room went still. "This," he said, "is Terra, not a weapon. A guardian system." It was designed to detect ancient threats hidden in the galaxy, threats that were asleep until now. General Mace stepped forward. "Why didn't we tell the galaxy about this?" Rowe turned to him. "Because they wouldn't. Believe us. They feared us for being unpredictable, emotional, human. But that unpredictability is what made us strong. It's why we built Terra to only answer to us." Lyra asked, "What happens if we activate it?" Rowe paused. "The galaxy changes forever." Rylos landed in Earth's main hangar. Soldiers escorted him through quiet, high-security halls. Unlike the rest of the galaxy, Earth was calm, focused, ready. He met President Lyra and Dr. Rowe in the control room. "We're out of time," he said. "I've seen things, shadows devouring ships, AI turning against us, old enemies returning." Lyra nodded. "We know. And that's why we're unlocking Terra." Rylos looked confused. "What exactly is Terra?" Dr. Rowe replied. "It's a release protocol, a last defense. It's not just technology, part biological, part artificial. Connects to Earth's living systems, plants, oceans, atmosphere, even our people. You made Earth. A weapon." "No," Rowe said softly. "We made Earth a shield, but only when unlocked by human minds." Stood before the activation panel. Rowe placed his hand on the scanner. It scanned his DNA, his brain patterns, his voice. Final lock. Human code confirmed. The room dimmed. Earth itself began to change. Mountains shifted. Clouds thickened. A low hum filled the air like the planet itself was waking up far away. In the dark reaches of space, Shadow felt it. The signal Terra was activating, and it did not like it. It roared through the stars, no sound, but the meaning was clear. They still live. On a nearby moon, a mining station received a strange signal. Their screens lit up not with alien code, but Earth symbols. Then the lights came back. The AI restarted. The virus scanner rebooted and began deleting corrupted files. "Is this human tech?" one worker asked. "No," another said. "This is something more." Across the galaxy, small systems slowly began to flicker back to life. Only those once touched by Earth Tech. Dr. Rowe stood over the map. Terra was online, but the work was not finished. He turned to Lyra. "There's one last step. We need someone to connect with Terra directly. A person, human mind, one who can sync with the system. Someone strong, but balanced. Lyra stepped forward. I'll do it. Ro's eyes widened. You? She nodded. Earth trusted me to lead. I won't fail it now. As she stepped into the connection chamber, metal arms placed a neural crown on her head. Terra's energy flowed into her mind. Images, memories, history, Earth's full legacy rushed through her. She saw the ancient war. The first time Terra was activated, and the truth, the darkness now rising, was once sealed by humanity, thousands of years ago, but it had returned, and only Earth could stop it again. The stars above Earth changed color, not from light or shadow, but from the signal Terra sent. A pulse spread out from the planet, a wave of energy invisible to most sensors, but felt by every living thing connected to human technology. The galaxy had tried to forget Earth, but now Earth was awake. President Lyra stood in the neural chamber, her eyes closed. Terra's energy moved through her body like heat and light. She didn't just see the galaxy. She felt it. The fear, the silence, the growing dark between systems. General Mace stood beside Dr. Rowe outside the glass room. How long can she stay connected, Mace asked. Dr. Rowe shook his head. No more than a few hours. Terra will burn through her mind if we're not careful. But she's the only one strong enough to guide it, Mace said. Rowe nodded. That's why we chose her. Meanwhile, Rylos sent a secret message from Earth to the Galactic Council, encrypted in human code. It read, Terra activated. Earth is not your enemy. Earth is your only chance. It was the first message from Earth since the ban and the galaxy. Wasn't ready to hear it. At the council chamber, panic had replaced pride. Dozens of systems were now lost. Core planets were breaking down. Thousands of ships had vanished into the dark, no signals, no wreckage, just gone. Verax sat alone at the end of the table, quiet. A junior officer rushed in. Sir, a message. From Earth. The room fell silent. Impossible, another leader said. The ban is broken, the officer said. Earth's systems are broadcasting everywhere. Open frequencies. Old Earth code. Stood up slowly. What does it say? The officer swallowed hard. You removed the key. We repaired the lock. Now open the door. Or be locked out forever. In space. Ships near Earth began to detect something strange. The planet was changing. Massive rings of light formed in orbits hold Earth defense satellites, reactivated by Terra. They weren't weapons. They were. Gateways. Energy gates began opening. One by one stable wormholes, 2 key galactic systems, 1 ship captain from the planet. Meldar spoke into his coms. Earth's opening the path again. They're inviting us. Another captain replied. We trust them. The third voice answered coldly. Do we have a choice? Back on Earth. President Lyra opened her eyes. Her body shook, but she was still alive. Terra was fully linked to her now. I see it all, she said softly. The darkness is coming faster. It's already inside for systems. They don't even know it yet. Then what do we do? Asked. Rylos. Lyra turned to the holographic map. We go to them. The council called an emergency vote. The options were simple. Keep Earth banned. Accept Earth's offer of help, and allow re-entry into the Galactic Union. Varric stood before the chamber. For the first time, his voice was quiet. I feared Earth for what it could do, but I see now, we never understood what it was doing. He looked at the others. I vote to break the ban. One by one, hands rose. Earth was back, as the first diplomatic ship from the Council approached Earth. It was guided by one of the new Terra gates. Inside, alien leaders sat nervously. What if this is a trick? One asked. It's not, Rylos said, appearing on screen. I've seen Terra. I've seen what's coming. What is coming? Rylos leaned forward. Something Earth stopped once before. Something that feeds on disconnection, on fear, on broken systems. When we banned. Earth, we gave it space to grow. The ship landed. Earth's defense towers opened, but did not fire. Instead, Earth's anthem played, and President Lyra stood waiting, with General Mace and Dr. Rowe by her side. "Welcome back," she said. The alien leaders stepped onto Earth's surface for the first time in years. One bowed slightly. "We need help." Lyra nodded. "You'll have it. But this time, we lead together." She pointed to the sky. "We've opened the gates. But now you have to walk through them with us." In the dark edge of the galaxy, the shadow stopped. It felt resistance, new energy, old patterns. Earth was no longer silent, and Wara had returned. The galaxy held its breath. From the smallest moon to the largest capital planet, all eyes turned toward Earth. For years, Earth had been silent, locked out, banned, forgotten. Now, Earth was awake, and it was leading the way. President Lyra stood on Earth's high command tower. Overlooking the new Terragate network, 12 glowing portals in orbit, connecting two key galactic systems. Behind her, Commander Rylos, General Mace, and Dr. Kalen Rowe watched silently. Terra was alive. It hummed in the soil. The sky, even the oceans. Lyra pressed a hand to her earpiece. "Report, Gate 5. Council fleet has arrived. No resistance. Ready to coordinate defense lines. Gate 8, Thurn and Krellin fleets are working together, side by side." Lyra looked at Rylos, surprised. He smiled faintly. "That's the power you had all along. Unity." On a distant moon in Sector 4, a battle had begun. The shadow had reached it. A black wave of dust and static crashed over the moon's surface. Ships vanished in seconds. Whole cities fell silent. Then something changed. A beam of light shot down from above. Earth's defense fleet had arrived. Led by Terra's own AI ships, enhanced with human strategy and alien speed. Sector 4 command to all units. A voice rang out, calm and firm. "This is Earth. Hold the line." And they did, for the first time in weeks. They pushed the darkness back. In the Galactic Council chamber, a new vote was cast. This time, not about banning Earth, but giving it a seat at the head of the council. Every hand rose, even Verax's. He stood slowly and looked around. "We thought Earth was the storm, but it was the roof, the walls, and the lock on the cellar." He bowed his head. "We owe you more than an apology." Lyra didn't smile. She didn't celebrate. "There's still more to do," she said. She turned to Rowe. "Is Terra fully stable almost?" he said. "But it's evolving. It's connecting with the galaxy now, not just Earth." "Good," she said. "Then it's time to show them what humanity really is." Across the galaxy, Earth returned. On sick planets, Earth's medical pods landed, curing viruses that no one else could understand.
Oh, damn.
In dead zones, human-powered drones repaired what alien AI couldn't, where war had broken out. Earth sent diplomats, warriors who knew both battle and peace. Aliens who once feared humans now lined up to work with them. They had learned the truth. Earth was not just a planet of fire and anger. It was a planet of balance, of memory, of warning, and above, a love hope. In space near the edge of the galaxy, the shadow moved slower now. Terra's energy had reached its border. It could feel the shift. The fear it once fed on was changing. Into courage it hissed, voiceless and ancient. But Earth's voice echoed louder. A fleet of Terra ships hovered near the border. At the front, a single vessel led them. Not the biggest, not the fastest, but the bravest. Inside it stood a team of humans and aliens, shoulder to shoulder. "We don't run from the dark," said their captain. "We light it up." The ships activated their core drives and flew straight into the shadow. Back on Earth, Lyra stood beneath the stars, now calm above her. She took a breath. The war had only just begun, but the galaxy was no longer divided. It was no longer blind, and Earth was no longer alone. Final transmission from Terra. They thought banning Earth would fix everything. Instead, it broke the balance. But when reality hit, they remembered Earth wasn't the threat. Earth was the answer. The end.